Welcome back to the Future Show here on the Schwab Network. It's time to bring in our next guest. It's going to be Alan Nuckman. He's Chief Market Strategist at BullseyeOption.com. Welcome back to the show, Alan. Give me your take here.
Good morning, Tom.
Hey, we've had a pause over the last couple of sessions as far as the equity market rally goes. S&P still up about 25% this year. I mean, do you expect this Santa Claus rally to reignite, or is this that much-needed pause, maybe a slight pullback that we need?
Yes, but I want you to be happy. We've had 50 new highs so far this year, record highs in the S&P. So let's enjoy what we have. We can't make new records every single day. The markets have to have, like you say, a little bit of consolidation here. And we've gotten S&P 6,000. The technical target is 6,300 from that drop back in August on that old top. So we're not quite there yet, but the Nasdaq's got even a larger V recovery target because we traded in a 3,000 point range. So there's a lot of upside in tech still left.
Momentum and that potential catalyst of NVIDIA earnings next week may be lending some optimism here for equity markets. But Alan, let's flip it over to Bitcoin because I wanted to get your take here. All-time highs that hit yesterday above 94K. Yep. The momentum here, is this a Trump-backed rally, or is this just maybe demand at this point?
Well, I don't know. I trade what I see. And we've talked about this, that, Bitcoin is now a legitimate trading vehicle. Is it commodity or currency? That's the question. But, I'll trade anything that has buyers and sellers. I can get it in smoothly, get out smoothly, and execute my trading plan. And that's been the transformation for me because I was not smart enough to do Bitcoin way back in the day because it just wasn't a regular market that had a consolidated tape. There were a lot of micro markets. So, but anyways, it traded between 50 and 70,000 for many months. Breakout of the range targets 90,000. We got there. I've taken profits in some Clean Spark, some Riot, some Mara. Mm-hmm. So I don't know what's next. I imagine, the trend's still strong, but I don't have any upside resistance to gauge. And so it's kind of hard to jump on this at these levels.
Yeah, no man's land, we like to call it, as it's broken through. We've charted it a couple times this week with Rick Ducat, our chart master. Got above 82,000. Now we're in no man's land. Does 100,000 come into play, Alan? Because that seems to, the market likes big round numbers, and everybody's talking about 100K. Is that where the track
yeah,
would be?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, go ahead.
I wouldn't be surprised by that in any way, shape, or form. So I'm not saying this over, but as a trader, I had some, option profits that were triple digits very quickly. So in a couple of weeks. So I've learned to take some of that off and get out before, the getting's good. So, I want to see what happens next. But better risk reward is a related market, the gold market. Now, gold fell out of bed and it's kind of down on the mat right now. But I know when I walked by your desk the other day, I asked you specifically what the 200-day moving average is in gold. And that may be, an area to keep an eye on.
Yeah, we're at hitting 2-month lows today on the back of that rising dollar. We're hitting levels that we haven't seen since last November for the dollar, creating some headwinds for gold at this point. But is this just maybe that necessary, pullback that we've seen from all-time highs that the market needs? Because it's still up 25% this year.
Right. And markets often come back to the breakouts, and people had so much unrealized profits in gold. And so everybody's, cashing in, and they don't want to be the last guy to go to the bank and collect their money. So what I'm keeping an eye on is this 2,500 level of gold. It traded between 2,200 and 2,500 for 6 months. If you look at from March to August. So we're coming back to that breakout, as markets often do. So for me as a trader, it's better risk reward. I'm going to see how we can consolidate. We made some new relative lows here today, but I'm going to see how it can consolidate around that 2,500. That may give us a second chance into the gold market. I want to push back on your dollar. The dollar's at the high end of the range that we've been in for 2 years. So it hasn't broke out to the upside. When that dollar does decline, that's what can give the gold market a push once again.
Yeah, so creating headwinds for gold at this point. But then also, Alan, is there that relationship where maybe people are using that crypto hedge, using Bitcoin as maybe a proxy for instead of piling back into gold at this point, because it doesn't seem like there's been a lot of support over the last couple of days, at least anyway, for gold?
Yeah, I don't know how the kids think, you know, the bro traders. So I can't tell you with their mentality, never for sure. But I do want to point out, interestingly, and I know this was kind of a unique situation. As again, I am not a bro trader, but GameStop had a range between 20 and 25 for 6 months and broke out about 25, so the target's 30. So, you know, again, I'm not a bro trader, but I trade what I see, and that also had leveraged long positioning and options. So, you know, I'll follow the money, and that's what these markets are all about, is controlling risk. That's why the exchange is here, is to control risk and, take advantage of the endless opportunities that we see in the marketplace. So, you know, it's about risk reward. It's about having a plan, and we're not gamblers. We're trading high probability positions, and I'm an options guy, so I like to sleep well with my limited risk positioning.
Yep, I like it. The stock replacement, get those high delta trades in there as opposed to the outright underline. All right, great discussion, Alan. Appreciate it. Have a great day.
All right. Thank you. You too.
All right. That's Alan Nuckman, Chief Market Strategist at bullseyeoption.com. But let's expand this conversation on gold. Let's look at a chart of it because, it was, as we mentioned, hitting 2-month lows. Are the gold bugs going to be right again? We'll take a look at